Congratulations on making it through this process. Hopefully, at this point, you already have a bunch of really good ads, things that are driving really good traffic that are targeted to your ideal customer. You've identified their needs really clearly, and you can push people to a website. And the next few tutorials are going to be about getting into the details of how to create that conversion that you're looking for, whether it be a sign up, a booking a demo, or buying your product directly from your site. All of these things are great, but what do we have right now? The goal is that we're trying to turn this into something that is a repeatable process. And what people sometimes forget is that what we're actually doing is we're building an inbound funnel. We're validating not only that people care about our solution and that we have something that people are willing to buy, but we're starting to build out this notion of an inbound funnel. So not only do we have some really great, high performing, beautiful looking ads, but we have a lot more than that. We have data. We have data that supports our decision to move forward with this. We now have an initial understanding of what it's going to cost to get customers. If you think about your customer acquisition costs, it's really just another way of saying how much do you have to pay in order to get your next customer? Well, we don't know for sure yet, but we have a good indication. There's a bunch of standard web metrics, and you can go find industry-specific ones. So let's say you know that your cost per click is around 20 cents. So now we know it's going to cost $20 to get 100 people to your site. From there, the industry average is saying that you have about 10 to 40% of people to engage in a more meaningful way, to show interest in the product. So that's anywhere from people clicking to the product pages, to clicking the About Us, to exploring the site in a more meaningful way. The next metric we care about is intent to purchase. So typically, on average, it's around 5 to 8% of people will come in and show intent to purchase. Sometimes that's measured as people who show up to your book a call page. Other times it's add to cart. It really depends on the product that you're trying to sell. And then the last metric, and probably the most important, is that typically we're looking for somewhere around 1 to 5% of people to actually go through with that purchase. So we now have an indication of how much it's going to cost to get that first person to make a purchase. If you want to run more conservative estimates, you can assume that you have a 0.5% conversion rate, up to maybe a 5% conversion rate. So that means for your first customer to make that purchase or to go forward booking that demo, we're going to expect somewhere between $40 down to $4 per conversion. So now we can run a quick calculation to have a clear understanding of at $4 to $40, can we break even? How much does it cost for us to produce our product? Or if we're doing a SaaS model, what are the licensing fees? How many people do we have to have on the platform every month to cover our costs? And how do we grow that? Now, this gets more complicated when you get into churn and return rates and all the things associated with those. But this is a great indication to know if you have a good business model. Do you have something that will scale? Do you have something that the more money you put in, the more it grows and the more profitable you become? So not only did this process give you a great testing methodology that you can use again and again and adapt to your own liking, it also is giving you an indication of whether or not you're going to be successful. Of course, we're not done yet. The next few tutorials are on anything from competitive analysis to understanding how to build a product, to building alignment within your teams, and really focusing on conversion rate optimization. So we really hope you enjoyed this one. If you have any questions at all, please get in touch with the team. And if not, we'll see you in the next one.